Hi everyone, my name is Gracia Perla and I go by she, her pronouns. I am a member of the Michigan Organization on Adolescent Sexual Health's Youth Advisory Councils, and today I'm here to talk about LGBTQ+ orientation and identity. In Dashka Slater's book, The 57 Bus, the character Sasha has many different identities. Some of those identities and terms may be unfamiliar to some of you, so today we will be going over everything you need to know about LGBTQ+ orientation and identity. Here's a quick roadmap of the topics I will go over today, starting with orientation and sexuality, followed by gender and pronouns, then finding and expressing your identity, how to support, and finally, some reminders and resources. All right, let's start with orientation and sexuality, or who you are attracted to. Again, orientation is all about who you're attracted to. This attraction could be emotional, romantic, or sexual. There are many different identity labels to describe orientation. Let's look at a few examples. The first label we have is heterosexual or straight. This is a person who is attracted to a different gender of their own. The next label is actually a cluster of similar labels, homosexual, gay, and lesbian. These can describe a person attracted to people of the same or similar gender as their own. Which of these labels a person chooses might depend on their own gender identity. Another label is bisexual, which is a person who is attracted to people of the same or other genders. Pansexual describes a person who experiences attraction to people regardless of gender. The next two terms are asexual and aromantic. An asexual person is a person who experiences little to no sexual attraction for anyone, and an aromantic person is a person who experiences little to no romantic attraction for others. Finally, we have some umbrella terms. The labels questioning and curious can be used to describe a person who isn't sure about their orientation or who is still exploring. The term queer can include a variety of sexual identities and gender identities that are anything other than straight and cisgender. Remember, these are just a few of the many types of identities. There are more types of identities that are not on this list. You can identify with more than one of these labels or with none at all. It's your choice how you want to label yourself, if at all. Now that we know about orientation and sexualities, let's move on to gender and pronouns. Gender is about how you feel inside, about who you are. There are a few important categories to know about when talking about gender. The first is biological sex. This is decided by your anatomy and chromosomes, which are your inner biology and genes. This label is given to you at birth and can be different from your gender identity. Gender identity is how you feel inside. This is your personal perception of yourself and gender. Gender expression is the way you choose to show your identity. Finally, legal sex is an identity marker often seen on forms of ID, such as driver's licenses, birth certificates, and Social Security. These can be changed to reflect your gender identity. Let's talk a bit more about gender identity. Some people feel that they're either male or female. Some people feel like a masculine female or a feminine male. Some people feel neither male nor female, or maybe a bit of both. These people may choose labels such as gender queer, gender fluid, gender variant, or non-binary. Some people's biological sex and gender identity are the same. These people are called cisgender. Other people feel that their assigned sex is different from their gender identity, such as their biological sex is female, but gender identity is male. These people are transgender or trans. Not all transgender people share the same exact identity. Now let's talk about pronouns. Pronouns are words we use to talk about a person when we aren't using their name. Some examples of this are, I want to see her dog, where is their coat, and how is he doing? Some people use one set of pronouns while others use many. Sometimes people change their pronouns throughout their life. You can easily learn someone's pronouns by sharing your own, then asking for theirs. So I might say, hi, my name is Gracia, and I use she, her pronouns. What are your pronouns? You might be used to she, her, and he, him pronouns, but there are many more. They, them pronouns can be used as a gender-neutral pronoun option. These are also great to use if you are unsure of a person's gender. There are also neo or new pronoun alternatives, such as sie, them, zir, sie, here, hears, am, er, and there are many more. Now, why are pronouns important? It can take a while to get used to pronouns, but it is important to learn and to use the right language for people. Using the wrong pronouns can be disaffirming, so always ask and respect people's pronouns. Again, gender expression is the way you choose to show your gender identity. You can do this in many different ways, such as with clothing, voice, hairstyle, behavior, and so much more. Now, here's a chart that simplifies the spectrums of sex, gender, and orientation. Now, this chart may make it simple, but they are really complex and individual concepts that are different for everyone. Now, remember that biological sex is about your anatomy and chromosomes and that it's assigned at birth. This might be male, intersex, or female. Gender identity can be different than your biological sex, and it's how you feel inside and who you are. Your identity could range from man, genderqueer, woman, non-binary, or anywhere in between. Gender expression is how you show your identity, which could be more masculine, androgynous, or feminine. Finally, your sexual orientation is about who you are attracted to. This could range from an attraction to women, an attraction to multiple genders, an attraction to no gender, an attraction to men, or maybe a combination. This chart doesn't include everything though, and it's important to remember that you can identify with one, more than one, or none. Now let's talk about how to support. There are many things you can do to support family or friends within the community. This is called being an ally to the community. The first thing you can do is to use correct pronouns for people. It's always best to ask a person their personal pronouns rather than to assume. Use they, them pronouns when you are unsure of a person's identity and preference. Next, use inclusive language. Use gender-neutral terms like folks or everyone when referring to groups of people. Next, avoid harmful or segregating words and phrases. If you're not sure if something is offensive, don't say it. You can also look things up. There are many different inclusive language guides that you can find online. Next is to stay informed on LGBTQ+ related issues. This might look like reading the news or following an LGBTQ+ influencer online. You could also join an organization, such as a GSA or Gay Straight Alliance. Finally, let's go over some last important remembers about the LGBTQ+ orientation and identity. Coming out means to share your identity with others. You get to choose when you want to come out and who you want to come out to. You can choose what labels fit your identity. It is okay to not be sure which is best for you. It's also okay not to use labels at all, and your labels can change over time. No matter what your identity is, you are important. There is a community and resources to support you, and you deserve to be happy with your identity. I just mentioned that there are many resources to support and teach, and I meant it. Here are some really great resources to check out, such as frequently asked questions, language guides, and even a cool infographic that my friends from MOASH's My Access Council and I have worked hard to create. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you have learned something new about the LGBTQ+ community and feel more prepared to understand the 57 bus. Now, go out and read it.